Meeting your inner child. What does that mean, and why would this be beneficial for you? As adults, we are navigating life really and attempting to make fulfillment and to enjoy life and all of the little magical things that life has to offer. We, however, wind up pushing through life. We wind up being on the go nonstop. We wind up neglecting our emotional aspects. We wind up just pushing through and really trying to toughen up. And we were taught that that's how we make a living and a life. But we find that while we might have some success on the outside, we continuously fall into these patterns and behaviors where we're winding up sick, while we are winding up in broken relationships, while we are continuously working at jobs that we hate, and we are finding that maybe we aren't actually living a life that we want to be living. It's kind of a hard thing to accept, to be like, hey, maybe this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. So when we're working with our inner child, we begin to actually find out what it is that we really enjoyed, what made us feel free, light, and joyous as a child. What made us squash those ideas, our dreams, our aspirations? Who told us that we couldn't do those things that really set our imagination and our creativity on fire? I host a workshop called Meeting Your Inner Child, Returning to Innocence. Actually, it's returning to inner sense, which it means it's a return to our innocence within our inner selves. And how we learn how to do this, it's pretty potent actually, and it shares a lot of significant details and patterns. Something to know about inner child healing is that the more that we go into the past, the more we're actually able to move ahead in life. The past actually holds the key to all of the hidden blocks, barriers, and belief systems that have been sabotaging the way that we maneuver life. In the workshop, Meeting Your Inner Child, how this is presented is you bring about 3 pictures of yourself, either digitally or physically, before the age of 15. And we go through these pictures and we each go through the stories that were being told in the pictures while being able to rewrite the narratives. We then go through and we ask like what we were told and how we actually wanted to be showed up for. How did we want our caregivers to show up for us? We then begin to learn the ways in which we quieted ourselves. What we were told we were supposed to be is how we then started forming and molding ourselves the rest of our lives. So we're able to actually meet each version of these younger selves and be able to show up for them in ways that we weren't necessarily aware of before. In uncovering these layers and going to these spaces, we unlock so much joy and the curiosity of the childlike wonder. It begins to make the mundane magical. Whereas, yes, it can be work that brings up emotions. It's meant to bring up emotions, but it is work where once you see the pattern, you don't have to revisit this aspect. This part of yourself, you will be able to meet at different layers, and you will be able to be shown the way and how to be there for yourself after the workshop. So this workshop entails breath work. It also entails creativity. So it brings forth coloring and drawing, creating our own oracle cards. It entails writing a letter to those younger versions of ourselves. And then we end it with a beautiful closure and a meditation. And also you learn and you take away somatic practices, yoga poses, and also breath work that you can integrate into your daily life. So meeting your inner child workshop is an extremely potent and very powerful way to access those parts of you that are wanting to be heard, because it's not about fixing you. It is about learning how to witness, honor, and be present for those younger versions of yourself that were not given the opportunity to say what they needed to say, to be who they wanted to be, to show up and play and have the curiosity and the beautiful joy that comes with living. We get to tap into that innocence, into the inner sense of who you truly are. So you can look for this workshop when it is available at my website at heartactivation.net, and I really look forward to seeing you there.